Hello, Emily. Um, I like to just drop a video just to introduce the coming week of training and workouts that we got planned for you. But before I do that, just take you through that hopefully briefly. I just want to say a big thank you for participating in this with me. And hopefully you get as much out of it as hopefully I will, and hopefully end up with a British Triathlon one-to-one coaching qualification at the end of it. And most importantly, have fun in doing so. Um, so with that, if I can just share my screen, I'll just talk you through the coming week. Hopefully you can now see this. Um, so this very first week is a testing week where we're going to set your zones, establish the benchmark where you are right now in each of the disciplines. And I've marked those sort of key sessions on your weekly plan as follows. You got the swim tomorrow. I'm joining you over at Aylesbury, and we're going to do a one-to-one swim. And I'm going to time you doing 200 meters. And I'm also going to be taking your cadence, swim cadence, and your stroke rate, which is actually swim cadence. Forgive me, I've just been on a 200-mile bike ride this weekend, and I think I'm fading a little bit. But yeah, your stroke rate, and also the strokes per length. I'm going to record that as well. Normally, the kind of test that we'll do, and we will do one a little bit later on in the plan, is a critical swim speed test. But I think just given where you are in swim skills, I think we'll probably be jumping too far ahead going into that. But I just want to see where you are in 200 meters in terms of time, and also see what your stroke rate is, and indeed strokes per length. So that's the first key session there. The second key session is going to be the bike FTP. And that is on the Wednesday there, the key section. So this might be a little bit different to the sessions that you've done before, in that we're not doing a sort of 5-second all-out max and 1 minute test either. We're just focusing on your 5-minute power zone, power profile, and your 20-minute functional threshold. So power intensity readings. So that's what we'll be doing on Wednesday. And then your actual run, again, because we're using power, the test, which you'll be familiar with, you've done it in the past, I know, is the 3-minute on, 9-minute, and then you have an interval, then you do a 9-minute interval, both at maximum effort. I'm just going to turn up the brightness on this. This seems fading. There we go. So that is going to be on Saturday. So we'll have a nice, easy swim in the morning over at Box End, and hopefully the weather will be as fine as it has been this past week or so. The lake, I understand, was about 19 degrees, so it should be as warm as it will ever get. And yeah, it should be hopefully quite pleasant. As much as this, anything, the open water swimming here is just to get you, this would be your first time back in the lake, so just get you accustomed to the differences in the lake to the pool, as I'm sure you're aware. But I think that's important because the following weeks we'll try and work in some open water swimming skills as part of that. But the key session afterwards will clearly be your running critical power, or FTP test, if you will, later on that day. So they form the three key sessions: the swim tomorrow, the turbo on Wednesday, and the running on Saturday. And thank you for sharing with me your details of your physio exercises, which I've put in here. Your set 1 and set 2, I've try to give you a day between each. So set 1, then a day off, set 2, and then back to set 1, and so forth. So I think we can discuss that a little bit later on and throughout the week, how you get on with those and whether they progress, and what and if any further advice you're seeking from St. Jude's on that. So I think they're key to maintain those as part of this and helping keeping you injury free. So I mean, the main thing about this week is it's not meant to be a high volume week. And I know you're asking about the running session, which I put in here as an optional, and it's only 30 minutes, and it's basically 3 times 2 minutes, and it sort of progresses up. One at sort of just below your threshold, your running threshold, one not be your current running threshold, and then one at your threshold, and then one just over your threshold, each 2 minutes. So it's a really quick, efficient, and effective set. The reason being is because we're pushing up this hours here, 8 hours. Ideally, this would be a little bit less, but I see your previous week you haven't done that much training. This week it's quite it's very maintenance. So actually, as long as it's not impacting on your key sessions, and not pushing over the edge, which clearly won't be at the beginning of the program, then I don't see any reason why, if you got itchy feet, to get out there and do a session like this. It's short, sharp, and will probably satisfy if you haven't had really much happening on the weekend there because of the wedding and so forth. So slip that in, but we're at 8 hours. And if I show you the training plan here, your annual training plan, which isn't loading. I think that's because I'm outside. And let's go back there. Okay. For this week, actually, our target, I'm sorry, I can't show you that for some reason at the minute, but our target this week should be in the region of 6.5 hours. So that's why I kind of hesitated putting this in, but I don't see any too great an issue. If you're eager and you want to get out, to slip that in. But the key session tomorrow clearly is going to be the swim, which went through before. We've got again some other sessions here. Again, you see these are quite short sessions, 42 minutes here, 40 minutes there, nice and easy. So they're all quite low volume, low intensity sessions. And that's to keep you fresh for these key sessions in the week. So hopefully that makes sense. But I'll see you tomorrow at the pool. And if you have any questions in the meantime on this, just give me a shout. All right.